Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Maxandjuancast. Max, how you doing tonight?
Doing good, man. I'm getting ready to say goodbye to my co-host. I'm free. I don't know if I'll ever see him again, guys. I don't know if you want to tell him one. You tell him.
So
Where are you going?
I'm going to I'm going to my
Skyam.
I'm going to Skyami, aka Miami. I don't know if we can do Will Smith references no more. I think he kind of lost that respect. Um
Oh yeah. Unless you want to talk about keeping my wife's name out your fucking mouth, then yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I'm gonna be going to Miami, man. Go watch the Raiders potentially get their ass beat. I'm very scared. I don't know who's gonna guard Tyreek Hill, but
The fucking Antonio Pierce.
if
Bring him
I
out
see
there.
if I see Tyreek Hill in the streets of Miami, I probably won't hurt him because I'll be fucked up. But um, maybe I'll like get
I
him.
step on his foot.
Maybe I'll cough on him. Potentially give him like the flu or something. I don't
The
know.
HIV.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't know. Bad juju. Just fucking tell him that, hey bro, you're gonna have a great game tomorrow, and then fucking bad game. I
Why
don't
don't you just
fucking
like
know.
start a fight and get him like suspended?
Should I fucking Draymond him? Like what Draymond did to
Oh
Rudy Gobert?
yeah. Break it up. Let me break it up by fucking choking you out.
But
Draymond
look,
Green's the worst, man. I really like him. That was fucking trash. I'm sorry.
I love Clay too, man. I love how Clay was the one that started all that thing. Clay's low
He
key a
acted
fucking
like it
shit
was
talker.
John Jones who had him in a fucking like sleeper role and was gonna like put him to sleep. It's like, dog, nobody in the NBA is like tough.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to Miami. This is the Pick'em show for week 11. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn on post notifications. We just dropped a Lions video. Bless
Excuse
you.
me. Sorry.
We just dropped the Lions video, man. MJC original. Go ahead and check that out. It's a really great video. Me and Max both put a lot of work in that one. So go ahead and check it out. But let's get through these pick'ems. And as you guys know, we kind of did something a little bit different last week. We kind of went off topic, and me and Max really liked it. One of the main reasons why we started this podcast is because me and Max have been longtime friends, and most of our days were done on Xbox. Okay, Xbox parties, late night, 3 a.m. And we're talking about fucking how Draymond Green is one of the best players in basketball, low key. Like just weird, random conversations like that. As Max shows his cat, show your cat, dog. Let me see that
Dude,
boy.
I'm just trying to get him to calm down because he's just like, I have to play right now. Like right in this fucking room. He's all fucking freaking out and shit.
But I say this in
Sorry.
saying that we're gonna start doing these segments where we talk about random shit. We're gonna keep it football, but
Is LeBron the GOAT one?
yeah, no, we're not gonna do that. Sorry, but
Dude,
just
did
weird.
LeBron scoring 30 as 39 years old just change the legacy? I think so.
Exactly.
Fucking gosh.
So we'll be doing that. Of course we're gonna still do the pick'ems, but we'll speed through the pick'ems. If we want to say anything about these games, of course we're gonna say it. Of course we're gonna break down something if we want to break it down. But for the most part, excuse us if we're going fast through some of these games. If you want a more breakdown of recent news, I would probably check out our reaction show. We talk mainly about, all the games, what happened, and, what to expect and all that. The pick'ems, we do them for fun. Me and Max do the verses. I'm up. Max didn't even want to put the record in the document this time. I didn't catch
Oh,
that.
no.
I didn't catch that shit. He didn't want to
It's
calculate it.
bad.
It's bad. It's bad. I'm up by a lot, folks. I'm winning the chip this year. Let's just put
Yeah,
it that way.
it seems that way. After I think I turned in a 3-11 week.
Yeah. So Max is down bad right now, my boy.
We're resetting it in the playoffs, guys, and we're gonna pick another winner.
All right, let's get into it though. Pick'ems first, and then we'll do the conversation. So Thursday night football, Cincinnati and Baltimore. Baltimore's at home. Cincinnati coming off a loss. Baltimore coming off a loss. I I hope on the airplane I get to watch this game because I really wanted to see it. I want to see
When's your
Cincinnati.
flight? Tell everybody your flight.
My flight is Thursday, but I leave like in the
Oh
morning.
yeah. Yeah.
But I'm gonna be.
If you fly, it's not a 12-hour flight. Why?
No,
You
it
leave in the
is. No, it is.
No, it's not. It's like 5 hours. Shut the
Yeah,
fuck
but
up.
I'm taking 2 flights. I got a
Oh my
layover. I got a
god!
layover, my
Come
guy.
on, you
So
didn't get that fucking nonstop.
that was it. No non-stops, my boy. So look,
Come on, broke boy.
potentially I'll be missing this game. Hopefully they got
What,
a
oh, hold on,
TV.
hold on, hold on. What airline? Spirit?
No, fuck no. You think I'm a savage like that? Come on.
Hey, our boy Winston from down under just texted me. He goes, "Is Spirit a good airline?" I'm like, dude, it's the fucking trashiest airline ever.
Spirit is terrible, but I'm writing American Airlines.
Okay, yeah. Way to keep it at home. Nice.
So I'm just gonna say this: just because I'm picking Cincinnati doesn't mean I think Baltimore is bad. I just think Cincinnati right now has the formula to beat a team like Baltimore. I like their offense against their defense. And the one thing that scares me about Baltimore, Max, is their offense looks shaky. I'm yet to see them win a game when they have to pass the ball, when they're forced to pass it. And that's what I'm scared of. Like, if the run game gets going and everything's looking good, yeah, Baltimore looks amazing. You know, the defense is playing well. But when have we seen this year when Baltimore had a game where they had to pass it? Please remind me.
Yeah, week never happened. Hasn't happened yet. I think Baltimore's the type of team one, and I was gonna say it, but like they're very weird in the way it's like they get up big, you kind of can write off the game unless it's against like a bad team. Like they put the whooping on Detroit, they put a whooping on Seattle. They should have put a whooping on Cleveland with the way the game was going early on, and something just clicked. Like against the Colts, against the Steelers, now against us. I think Baltimore has kind of a tendency to do some self harm. Kind of showed up again last Sunday. I'm going Baltimore just because I believe like they're going to get up for this game. This is a big game. This could kind of kill Cincinnati's hopes of the division.
Yeah.
And I will say Lamar's played well. I wouldn't say he's been the MVP of the year one. I feel like people are going to take that very like controversial, but there's been some stuff that's left to be desired from me from Lamar. Like, do you think
No,
Lamar's a
100%.
runaway MVP?
I think there wasn't really anyone popping out. You know, Jalen Hurts has had his struggles. Patrick Mahomes had he kind of year compared to what he usually puts up. Josh Allen throws a bunch of interceptions. There's really nobody. It's to the point where CJ Stroud is in the mix, a rookie. So Lamar Jackson was just, hey, best record, hottest team. Let's put him in MVP. But in no means, I think he's the MVP. I don't feel that way at all. I don't think that's crazy to say. I'm going Cincinnati 24-23. I think it's going to be a close game. But ultimately, I'm running with that Cincinnati offense, man. And then Max got 27-23 Baltimore, like he said. All right, let's go Dallas and Carolina. Look, Dallas is 10-point favorites. It's not going to be close. I'm going Dallas all the way. I don't trust Bryce Young against this stingy fucking Dallas Cowboys defense. I think they're going to get him a couple of times. I got the Panthers putting up 7 more points than Max, but ultimately, this is our lock of the week also. Just spoiler alert. I got 35-17. Max has 38-10. Anything else to say on this game, Max?
No, it's going to be a blowout. Carolina, the Frank Wright's taking over play calling duties. Like, not the right week to pick that, brother. Way to give yourself an L. I just don't see Carolina. One, I don't know if you can tell me how far are we into this podcast minute-wise. You have a timer right there? 9 minutes
in.
9 minutes in. Okay.
Yes. All right. Pittsburgh, Cleveland.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Pitter-pattering?
Is that your cat?
This fucking cat is fucking spazzing out right now, dude. That's why I'm trying to calm him down.
He's hyping up for Pittsburgh, man, because Pittsburgh's going to be playing a Deshaun Watson-less Cleveland Browns. Unfortunately, me and Max picked this game before we got the news that Deshaun Watson's going to be out for the year with shoulder surgery. There you go. That's a hard one to get out. Look, I think it's devastating because Deshaun Watson played one of his best games last week. Things were looking up. They just beat the Baltimore Ravens. I think their backup quarterbacks are obviously just not Deshaun Watson. It's fucking terrible. It's bad.
No, and the DTR preseason hype, we met the real thing real quick. We're like, oh shit, he's not ready to play. PJ Walker. Look, I think Cleveland can keep it close just because of how good. Jesus Christ, Cat. I think Cleveland can keep it close just because of how good their defense is. But I'm gonna go Pittsburgh. I think just the emotional shock of losing like Deshaun, coming off such an emotionally high week at Baltimore. Pittsburgh's gonna be 7-3, dude. That's fucking bullshit.
So are you allowing us to switch this pick?
Yes. This one time only, we both are gonna switch our pick.
So if I would say,
unless Cleveland wins, which I will give myself the win because fuck you.
I'm gonna say the score is gonna be similar to what the Jets and the Raiders were last week. I think this is gonna be all defense, no offense. The one positive for Pittsburgh, news coming out of there, Jaylen Warren officially named the starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So great sign. You know how me and Max feel about Jaylen Warren. I think he's a better option than Najee Harris right now. And he's the best running back in Pittsburgh. And it's kind of like a Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott thing the last 2 years. That guy's just better, and it's obvious.
There's just an electricity when he comes on the field that you just don't see from Najee. And it's just Najee doesn't have the dynamic. And people are going to say, well, he's rushed for 1,000 yards 2 straight years or whatever bullshit they want. But, man, this guy is not dynamic. Like, Najee Harris rushed for, 1,000 yards. But Jaylen Warren can get 1,200. That's the type of difference maker he is.
Yeah. Let's go to Chicago. Chicago and Detroit. Detroit is 10-point favorites. Justin Fields coming back this game. No more Bajent. And Chicago's
going to miss him?
No, I'm not. I don't enjoy watching Bajent.
You beat the Raiders.
Yeah, I know. Amazing. Great job. Raiders.
He's the Jeff Saturday of this quarterback class.
He beat the McDaniels Raiders, all right? Try beating the Antonio Pierce Raiders. That's all I got to say. Anyways, look, Justin Fields is back. Look, the Bears are in a pretty weird situation, you know? They got a number 1 pick from the Carolina Panthers.
Looking really fucking good right now.
Really good. They got the number 1 pick in the draft, so it doesn't really matter whether they win or lose. But the reality is, the Bears are not good. I really don't think they're all that good. They're at least a year away, you know, at the least. But Detroit's good. You know how I feel about Detroit. They're a Super Bowl contender to me. Watch our video. Detroit's complete. I think they found the perfect balance between smash and dash with Monty and Jahmyr Gibbs. The passing game's unstoppable, especially when they got the run game going, play action and all that. Ben Johnson, amazing. Max, what do you think?
I think Detroit's going to blow out Chicago. One, I want to have a quick discussion with you. What's the percentage that Justin Fields is the quarterback next year for the Bears?
I would say 30%. 30. We still got a good chunk of the season left. If he balls out, I'm like, yeah, for sure. You could auction off that. It can't be this running shit though. It has to be.
Oh yeah. I would just try to air it out. Like, who gives a fuck? You're 3-7. Your defense sucks. You got to just see how he is as a passer. Like, whatever you got to do to find out how he is as a passer. That's the only thing that matters for the rest of the Bears year, in my opinion. Because let's say you buy into him, right, and he's looking good passing the ball. You have a number 1 pick. It's going to be an auction. It's really going to be an auction to get it. And that's the type of auction that's like, oh, shit, we just set up our team. We just set up our team for the next 5 years because, hey, we have 3 first-round picks in the next 2 years. We have 2 seconds. We have a bunch of shit. So I'm going to go with the lines in this game. And one, I'm going to go with Justin Fields. I'm going to go he's not going to be the quarterback next year for the Bears.
Yeah, the smart bet will be he's not going to be the quarterback. I would say this, for him to keep his job, I'm not going to say he needs to put up those exact stats on that Thursday Night Football against Washington, but he needs to show something similar to that where it's the passing attack. It's him showing his passing ability. You have DJ Moore, dude. I think you have just enough weapons on offense to show something. I'm not asking you to win the game, but I'm looking for you to look competent out there on the field, passing wise. We know what you can do rushing wise. You got to watch out, Justin Fields, because Caleb Williams might be the next quarterback in Chicago pretty soon. All right, look, 30-16, Detroit for me, and Max has 33-15. Let's move on. Chargers, Green Bay. Green Bay is 3-point favorites. They're at home. Look, I hate picking the fucking Chargers here, but I am. I don't like what I've seen from Green Bay. If they have everything going with the run game, I feel a lot confident. But it's so
They are playing
fucking
the
hit or
Chargers.
it's so hit or miss though with the Packers. One week they'll be good, one week they'll be bad, and it's just very very frustrating for me. The Chargers, on the other hand, I feel like they're one of these teams. They beat up on bad teams. They're gonna lose to the good teams, but they'll win against the bad teams. They're just in the middle. That's how I feel. What about you?
Yeah, I'm going Chargers as well. Green Bay. Jordan Love looked better last week, but their offense, they need more dynamic playmakers. The O-line's banged up. Might be. I don't think David Bakhtiari will be coming back this year. Well, cut him, save what you can. Who gives a fuck? He's the best tackle in the league when he's healthy. He's been healthy for 10 games the last 3 years. I'm sorry to say it. That defense, I don't know. It's just always underwhelms. I love Rashawn Gary. You know that. I love Jair. He's always hurt. Something about the defense is just lacking, man. We talked about how much we loved it adding Devontae Wyatt, who, have you seen him yet
No.
in the NFL? Have you seen him make any play?
No.
It's been kind of quiet for that. And Lucas Van Ness, I've seen some plays. Quay Walker's solid, but it's just something missing. So I'm going with the Chargers, man. I don't feel confident because they might just run the ball down the Chargers' throat because the Chargers suck.
The thing that worries me about the Green Bay Packers is that a lot of their players are regressing. And it's hard to say that because
Christian Watson's nowhere to been found.
Yeah, Christian Watson, obvious regress this year. I know he was hurt most part of the first half of the season, but he's been healthy these last couple of games, and we have not seen it. Another guy, Devontae Wyatt, like, where is he? A.J. Dillon, regress. Like, whereas everyone for years have been like, hey, A.J. Dillon's the next guy. Okay, like, he still can't get past Aaron Jones. Like, he still can't take over that job. And you may say, hey, Aaron Jones is a great running back. I agree. How many times has Aaron Jones been hurt this year, Max? How many times has A.J. Dillon could have been like, this is my fucking job. You're not healthy. Yeah, I am. So
kind of like a Najee Harris, Tony Pollard situation. But no, I like A.J. Dillon. I want to love him, but he just can't. He doesn't have any dynamic moves. It's just get hit, go down. Like, I don't even see him break tackles that much.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he'll push the pile a little bit, but it's just lacking.
Quay Walker, another guy. They drafted high, and it's just like, where is he? Yeah.
He's solid, but yeah, exactly. You don't draft solid in the first round unless you're the fucking Raiders.
Yeah, exactly. I hate you.
There's your segue.
I probably got a different order than you, but I got Arizona, Houston. Let's go ahead and hit them. Houston is 4.5-point favorites. Look, Houston looks good, man. We had the MVP talk about C.J. Stroud. I still believe that. As far as Kyler goes, he looked good last week. He looked good for a guy that torn his ACL, and he looked fast. He looked, small out there still.
How worried are you that Call of Duty came out this week?
I'm pretty worried. I did hear about that, so that could be a factor.
It'd be so funny if he just sucked and he's like, you see his gamer tag, just up at 1 a.m. game day.
But I'm going Houston all the way. I can't trust Arizona. They're a fun team. It might be close just because this is the Houston Texans that we're talking about, and it's hard to put your chips on them every single week because they do have a rookie at the end of the day, and their team is just not all that stacked, but they keep on winning. They beat the Bengals last week, but I got 30-24. You have 18-15?
Yeah, I think it'll be a little bit low-scoring game, but I like Houston, man. I'm just worried that, hey, they just had that emotional fucking high of beating the Bengals, and they're going to come out flat.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Tennessee, Jaguars. This is at Jacksonville. Jacksonville coming off that ugly-ass loss against the San Francisco 49ers. Tennessee looks like they're packing it in for the year. They got Will Levis starting. That's a good thing. See what they got in the kid, but they're pretty much done. I got the Jags all the way. I got 27-16. Max has 24-13.
Yeah, the Jags are going to bounce back from their showing against San Francisco.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Jacksonville as well.
Yeah. Okay, game of the week. Vegas, Miami. Just kidding. Vegas and Miami. Miami is 10.5-point favorites. I did not know
I'm just
this.
shocked. I'm like, come on, the Raiders are fucking 2-0 in this new era.
That's pretty fucking insane. Okay, Tua, cornrows Tua or braids, whatever the fuck he has. Have you seen his new look? Looking like Drake?
No, I haven't. Let me see. I'm gonna look it up.
Go
Tua
ahead and
hair.
look that up. So Tua got a new look. A-Chan is back. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. There's a bunch of shit that scares me with this game. But
Oh wow.
yeah,
Great.
he looks a lot different. Look, the one thing that scares me ultimately though, Max, is Tyreek Hill. The Raiders have absolutely nobody to guard this guy. My prediction is that they're gonna put Jacorian Bennett on him. Jacorian Bennett is probably the only guy with wheels on our cornerback list. Not Hobbs can't stick with him. Marcus Peters is definitely not gonna fucking stick with him. The only guy that I have faith is Jacorian Bennett. Did you see that we signed Jack Jones? You like that signing?
I did.
Like
Jacques.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll just be interesting to see what he can do. He's just off the field stuff. He's a stud on the field, but I mean, you really cut him for.
Well, one thing to consider with Jock Jones, President Jack, as on Instagram, Antonio Pierce coached them in high school, wound up coaching them in Arizona, and has
Really?
been, so he's very familiar with Antonio Pierce. So hopefully that can help him have a stable situation with Antonio Pierce, something that he is used to, and he can succeed there with the Raiders. I'm sure hoping. But look, I got to go Raiders, man. I'm biased this week. I'm not even going to hold you. 34-31. I'm hoping for a shootout. The Raiders can score some points on Miami's defense. I'm not scared about that. I think Aiden O'Connell showed enough against the New York Jets that he can at least move the ball. So imagine what he can do against his Dolphins D. Max, you have 27-20. Go ahead and state your case.
Yeah. You guys are playing a little hot. Miami's not going to take you guys seriously. You're going to be wearing the black jerseys in the hot sun. You're going to be there. You're going to be like rubbing the guys down at halftime, getting them loose. So, I want to see you happy one, but I just know when you travel, the Raiders don't do so good. AKA the Chiefs game.
Hey, that was a long time ago. I went to Denver last year.
I know, but it broke your widow heart, and I just don't want to see it get broken again.
But you know what? Fun fact, Max. I'm gonna knock on wood.
The Raiders are 0-1 when you travel with the team.
No, I've never been to a Raider game that has not been close. They have all been close, like down to the wire.
What's your record? What's your record at?
I've only been to 2 games that the Raiders have won. Out of
how many you reckon?
I got Chiefs, first game against the Chiefs, second game against the Chargers. Then I got Broncos, 2 Charger games, Kansas City, another Charger game, and then Denver last year. 8 games total.
Don't forget you got the Kansas City game.
I did count that. I counted that.
Oh, you counted it. Wow,
So
you're 2-0. Eagles are 2-0 when I show up, so I just don't want to ruin a good thing, guys.
Yeah. What's your record for fucking Philly games in Philly? Oh, wait. Never been there.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not rich like one. I can't afford to travel.
So I'm going with the Raiders, okay? I'm obviously biased this week. Fuck it. I'm up in the picks. I can afford it. Look, New York Giants, Washington.
Wow. Can't wait.
This is going to be terrible. I have no fucking desire to watch this game.
Washington for the win.
Yeah, Washington all the way, 31-13. Max has 24-10. I can't trust the Giants. The Giants are terrible this year. They have one of the worst offenses in football.
And they're not going to sign a quarterback. They're just like, we're going to rock this.
Fucking ride with DeVito, dog. Fuck it. Let's move on.
I bet they sold some DeVito jerseys, though. Who's their backup? Matt fucking Barkley. Oh, my God.
He's hurt. He's been hurt, though. That's the thing. I think that's why.
Oh, they say he's healthy right now.
Well, now he's probably
fucking ready to go.
Yeah. But DeVito DeVito for the L. Okay, let's move on. Let's go Tampa Bay, San Francisco. The 49ers are 10.5-point favorites. I think this is one of the best grabs of the week, betting wise. I'm sold on the Buccaneers being one of these teams that can compete with anyone.
Yeah.
They're gonna cover. I'm taking them to cover.
Are you a
31.
little shocked? It's 10.5. I
Yeah,
mean, they're 4-5.
I'm totally shocked. I think a lot of people
I
are
would have
high on the
thought four and a
Niners.
half. I think they match up pretty well. We've got a good corner, got good D lineman. Todd Bowles is smart. Now, obviously, you're worried about Baker throwing this game away and just them not taking care of the ball. But I like the Bucs in this one. I could see them keeping it close. I could see them winning the game 21-10, 21-14. But I'm picking Niners, but it's not out of the realm of the possibilities for me
Yeah,
that Bucs win.
yeah, I'm picking Niners too. I'm obviously picking the Bucks to cover the spread, but the Bucks can stop the run. The Bucks have a really good defense this year. And when push comes to shove, the Bucks can score points on almost anyone. One of the games that, really disappointing was against the Lions. It's probably the one time when I really seen them get their ass whooped. But even at some point in that game, the Bucks were still scoring points with Mike Evans. And as long as the Bucks can stop McCaffrey and make them pass with Purdy and maybe get them into making some mistakes, like you said, they could potentially win this one. So watch out. I think the line's gonna move by Sunday. I think a lot of people are gonna be buying on the Bucks to cover, but we'll see what happens. Me and Max are picking the Niners to ultimately win, but we'll see. Okay, Jets, Buffalo. Look, man, we got to talk about Buffalo. The Jets are 7-point underdogs. Buffalo coming off of that loss against Denver on Monday Night Football. Jets, same thing, coming off a loss. Just fired their offensive coordinator, the former quarterback. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. Please help me out.
Ken Dorsey.
Ken Dorsey. There you go. So
Yeah,
officially,
I think long time coming. Long time coming. Deserved it.
Unfortunately,
that loss wasn't on him.
No.
But the Bills' ineptitude on offense since Dayball left has been apparent. I think they rely too much on Josh Allen. They're not talented enough. I think there's like this narrative of Josh Allen's like sucks now because he turns the ball over. Guys, I don't think there's a quarterback who needs to do more for his team to have a chance than Josh Allen. I love Jalen Hurts. I'm an Eagle fan. He is surrounded in a much better system than Josh Allen. This bullshit was like people want to like criticize him for Stephon Diggs, blah blah blah. Hey, you know what? Whatever. Who cares? Both guys are responsible. Like, hey, how many fumbles did the Bills have? They couldn't hold on to the fucking ball. Not just Josh Allen.
Yeah.
It's just like, come on, guys. Like, Buffalo has been a team that's overachieved their talent, and now they're kind of finally catching up with them. And the truth is, they're not the Chiefs one. They're not the fucking Eagles. They're not even a team. Like, I wouldn't even say they're as talented as the Jets they're playing. The only good thing is the Jets are in a team meeting. They cut a beloved player. This whole thing for the Jets gets sour. So I'm going with Buffalo one. That's my little Buffalo Bills rant. Like, hey, we got to lay off Josh Allen, guys, and maybe the scheme matters sometimes.
Look, I think definitely there's an obvious change from Daboll to Ken Dorsey. We've seen it from day one. This whole thing about Josh Allen getting shitted on, though, because of all these picks. Josh Allen has led the league in interceptions ever since he's walked in the NFL. This is nothing new. He throws picks, and picks can be very deceiving. Does he have bad picks? Yes, but many guys in the league have thrown a lot of picks, man.
He threw a bad pick that game, and he threw a pick that wasn't bad.
Yeah.
That bounced off his receiver's
But here's
hands.
the thing. Here's a couple guys that used to throw a lot of picks. Brett Favre. Brett Favre threw a lot of picks. Peyton Manning, he threw a lot of picks. Andrew Luck, he threw a lot of picks. Some of these quarterbacks, I mean, they're going to wind up taking
want Josh
chances.
Allen on the Raiders, right?
Oh, he's throwing picks.
Oh, yeah. So I guess he doesn't suck that much, but.
Yeah. He's part of it, Max, is the Diggs shit. Did you see what Diggs' brother, Trayvon Diggs?
Yeah, I'm saying the trade, but I don't like Josh Allen has been pretty I don't feel like he's ever thrown him under the bus at any point where
that's some ignorant ass shit to say about that. I get you're mad and your brother's probably frustrated. They're losing. I get that, but to say some ignorant ass shit like that, oh, Josh Allen wasn't shit until Stephon Diggs stepped foot. It's anyone.
I'll say this: Stephon Diggs catapulted into the receiver rankings when he met with Josh Allen.
It can go
So
both ways. It can go both ways.
yeah,
Um,
he went from 1,100 yards to 1,500, 1,200, 1,500.
yeah,
Like, hey, buddy, pretty sure he's got to throw the ball too.
yeah.
So
Josh Allen will be fine. Are the Bills gonna be fine? No, I don't think so. I think they are gonna wind up losing some games here, and I think they're a middle tier team. Their defense is not good, whether it's due to injury or whatever the case is. Right now, the plain fact, their defense is not good. They get scored on, and they really don't have a pass rush, and their offense struggles. They don't have a run game. They try to force it with James Cook, but they just simply don't, and it makes Josh Allen have to make more plays than he has to. He has to be Superman.
I just think their run, like I think their run game's a little better than you say, but it's still not anything good. It's inconsistent as hell. They're a passing team.
Well, Josh
Like they
Allen is
only
the run
run
game.
to
Like
keep. Yeah, exactly. Like, they scare the run game is like basically Josh Allen, and then James Cook gets to eat off of him.
yeah,
So the Bills are going to win this game 3-1 only because the Jets are another case of turmoil where
yeah.
because they don't have a fucking quarterback, the whole defense is turning. And Zach Wilson has not been good by any stretch. Yeah, Rodgers' team's completely different, but their problems on offense are more than just Zach Wilson. He's a
So
big problem.
so I
So I'm like,
know. I agree. What is the scenario for you? Because I know you're a big Sean McDermott guy. How many games does it take for him to get fired this
no,
season?
there's no amount of games this year that he could lose the rest of the fucking year. I wouldn't fire him.
Okay, I know you're a
He's
big
been
Sean McDermott
nothing.
guy.
He's nothing but excellent for the Bills since he fucking got there.
I would
And
say
who's
this.
had his coordinators picked apart because of how successful they've been.
I would say this. You're a reflection of the coordinators and the people that you hire around you. And I feel like a lot of the guys that he has hired as of lately, we had like the Leslie Frazier situation a couple years ago, that boneheaded fucking decisions, and then the whole John Dorsey shit right now with him being fired. I most definitely will hold him accountable. But I agree with you. That's not something that you should fire him over this year. But I wouldn't be surprised, like, if they go on a very bad fucking losing streak right here, like they lose to the Jets, and it
Don't
just
you
goes
think it's a
downhill.
little fucking crazy to even consider that he's on the hot seat? Like, don't you think it's outrageous? And just to put in perspective, since he got to Buffalo, 9-7, 6-10, 10-6, 13-3, 11-6, 13-fucking-3.
Yeah.
And I get it. He's come up short in the playoffs. But that is not like that. He's won playoff games too. It's not like Marvin Lewis where you're like, oh, he's never won a playoff game.
Yeah.
Like, no, this guy is an elite fucking coach, man. And I think it's an asinine response to anyone who thinks he should get fired.
Unfortunately, I don't. I think the Bills think different. The owner. I think if they go on a really bad fucking losing streak,
I don't care what the owner thinks. What does Juan think? I'm not doing the podcast with the owner of the Bills.
if he only won one more game this year, I would fire him. That's pretty bad. That would be the floor for me. Like, you lose to the Jets and you just lose out almost the rest of the season, it's fireable for me. I'm sorry. Anything short of that, it's like, okay, you get a
The only
pass,
reason I would
whatever.
agree with that scenario is because that means he lost a locker room or
Yeah,
something happened. But I
that's
just don't see that happening. I don't see them just winning one fucking
gotcha.
game.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I'm going with the Bills. 23-20. I think it's going to be a close one, just because the Jets are stingy. And the Jets match up very well with the Bills, man. And
Yeah, if they take care of the ball, the Bills are going to be okay.
right.
Because you just can't shoot yourself in the foot against the Jets.
Yeah. Okay, let's go Seattle and LA. Rams. 1.5 point favorites, Seattle. Seattle got beat by the Rams early in the year, week 1 to be exact. I'm rolling with the Seahawks, man. I'm not gonna get, thrown into this whole thing with Seattle's a bad team because we got the bad taste in our mouth from the Baltimore game. I think they're fine. Geno Smith had a really good get right game last week. Kenny Walker had a big day, and the Rams, man, it's to be determined. I know they had a bye week. Matthew Stafford got a little bit more healthy, but I can't trust them. I cannot trust them.
No, I'm going Seattle too. I'm not going to let one game scare me in week one
Yeah.
where we both know anything can happen. So I'm going Seattle.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to Minnesota and Denver Sunday Night Football. Joshua Do-
Let's ride.
Joshua Dobbs, man. Hey, I want to say this. I want to have a little rant right here, just a little mini one. I want to give a public apology to the Denver Broncos, to Sean Payton, and specifically Russell Wilson.
There you go. There
Russ,
you go.
Russell Wilson on Monday Night Football. I know the stat sheet may not say much, and like the pass yards per attempt or whatever. That was the most Russell Wilson esque that he has looked ever since Seattle. It was amazing. I love the plays that he was making. I love the mindset that he had, his body language, just everything about him on Monday Night Football. And the fact that they got the win was huge, because if they would have got that loss, that would have been devastating. That would have been some fucked up shit.
That throw to Sutton was vintage Russ.
Yes.
It was awesome to see.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap, there's no way. And he caught it. Like he evaded, fourth down.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good about Denver, man. Like, again, I think they don't have the road to the playoffs just because, people were like, oh, they're doing a fire sale. They're having a fire sale right now when they traded Randy Gregory and stuff.
Yeah.
The truth is, they've only been playing great football since he's been gone. Not saying he's the problem, just saying since everyone punted on them, they've been nothing but good. So
I think
maybe a little bit too late, but they still got a lot of hope, I think.
I think Sean Payton is showing why he's been regarded as one of the best head coaches of all time. I think he knew what he was doing with getting rid of some of these guys like Randy Gregory and the other dude. Didn't they have like D Ford or somebody like that?
Frank Clark, was it?
Frank Clark. I think it was Frank Clark. Frank Clark got rid of both of those guys that are making some money, and everyone thought that they were fire sale, like you said. And then the fact that they got beat by the Dolphins like that, by 70 points or whatever, 50 points, whatever it was, for them to come back the way that they're playing this year, you got to give a lot of credit to a team like that. They banded together, obviously, and I'm picking them. I think they're going to beat this Joshua Dobbs team 23-20. The defense is playing lights out for the Broncos. They're back. Patrick Surtain looks like he got his groove back. The whole Broncos defense looked like they got their groove back. They don't have a high-powered offense, but you know what? They have an identity right now. It's Javonte Williams and Russell Wilson making plays. That's their identity. They're not airing it out like crazy for wide receivers or something. It's run the football, take advantage of Javonte Williams, and have Russell Wilson make those, oh my God, like got out of the pocket, shovel pass on third down and 4 and make a play.
Yeah, I agree with you. They found their identity, and, a lot of people wrote them off. You certainly did after that 70-point loss. 70-point outing. And, it's warranted. I've never seen a team go up 70, and then you're like, oh, they're going to be fine. They'll figure shit out. You know what I mean? So congrats to Denver for kind of figuring shit out. I'm going with Denver as well, 20-17. At some point, this Minnesota thing's got to end, right? Like, they just can't keep winning these crazy games.
Yeah, it has to end. We'll see if JJ comes back from Minnesota too. Okay, game of the year potentially. Game of the week most definitely. We have to wait.
That was a Raider game.
No, sorry. I said I was just kidding in there. Philadelphia, Kansas City, rematch of the Super Bowl of last year. Kansas City is 3-point favorites. They're at home. Max, how you feeling about your Eagles getting some revenge against these Kansas City Chiefs?
We're both coming off buys, right?
Yes, both coming off buys.
I love that we're coming off a bye. Hopefully the D-line can get healthy. Look, man, we can lose this game. We'll be okay. They're a good team. But one thing I can't live to see again. I can't see that D-line playing that poorly like they did in the Super Bowl. There was no pressure really on Patrick Mahomes after the first half. So I want to see our D-line kick some fucking ass. I think we'll be able to move the ball on the Chiefs. I think they'll be able to move the ball on us, but I want to see our D-line kick some ass. I don't want to see that shit in the Super Bowl where they go in motion and then it's game over because we don't know what the fuck we're doing. That's what I want to see, That's my only hope. I'm picking my goddamn team 24-23. Patrick Mahomes, I'm sorry, dog. We got to get revenge. We play hard. It's just, oh, Taylor Swift will be there. Fuck her. Sorry, Swifties. Don't cancel me. I love her. She's great. But, like, come on.
Yeah.
We got the real Kelsey.
Look, I think a lot of people are going to want fireworks for this game, like 35, 34, or whatever, 44, 42, whatever. I think it's going to be relatively not a Jets and Raiders low scoring game, but lower than people expect. I think both defenses are going to come out and play. The Chiefs have a really good defense. That's already known. The Eagles, on the other hand, they love to give up yards. They love to give up points. Their D-line is still really good, though. I think this game, they're going to put it all together. They're going to get to Patrick Mahomes. They're going to cause a turnover on Patrick Mahomes. And they're going to stop that run game. They're not going to be able to run the ball. And we're going to finally see from the Chiefs this year, hey, Mahomes, go on your back, and let's see what you can do with some pressure. And we kind of seen it on Kansas City, in Kansas City on Thursday night for the opener, when like, hey, you got to pass the ball, run game's not going, whatever. And it didn't look all too good, but hey, Kelsey and what's his name weren't.
Just figure shit out.
Yeah. Kelsey wasn't playing, but I got Eagles, man. I do. I think they're going to cause some turnovers.
Appreciate that, brother.
And win this game, man. Fuck the Chiefs. Okay? That's how I feel.
Hell yeah.
That's how I really feel. Yeah. I got Eagles 23, Chiefs 21. Max has Eagles 24-23. All right. Anything else on these games, Max?
No, I am good to go, sir. I am very excited for this next part.
All right. So we're 40 minutes into the podcast. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. What's today's topic for this week, Max?
So last week we talked about is Keenan Allen a Hall of Famer and kind of what the makings of a Hall of Fame receiver. Because we're like, damn, you got 10,000 yards. I mean, like, not bad. This week we're going to go with a different position. And it's not just what makes one. So the question is, what's going to be the next Hall of Fame running back? Like, what does a running back have to do in 2025 or 2023, 2024 to make the Hall of Fame? As it stands, how many active running backs do you see with a realistic shot for the Hall of Fame? Just to put it in terms of like, damn, like, the guy looks like it. Derrick Henry, to me, is the only guy I would say has already paved his way to the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And I know people are going to say, well, he's been in the league 10 fucking years or whatever. And I bet the number one person people are going to comment if they watch this is going to say, Christian McCaffrey's on his way. I don't think Christian McCaffrey's candidacy, it's not just about him, is this fucking for sure topic with a guy plagued with injuries for most of his career, doesn't have that many accolades. So on. I want to talk to you and figure out, what does a Hall of Fame running back have to do? What does a running back have to do to earn a shot at the Hall of Fame? Like, what's the base level type shit? Because there will never be another Frank Gore, right? Yeah. We're not going to see that anymore.
Right.
I pulled up running backs that aren't in the Hall of Fame one. Fred Taylor, Steven Jackson, Corey Dillon, LaShawn McCoy, Marshawn Lynch. I think all those guys have a shot. I think they've all played with good enough players to make the case. This is the last thing I'm going to give you before we start this case. I went back to the last time we had a 16-game year. So 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2021. How many running backs got 300-plus carries in that 5-year span?
Man. Well, maybe Zeke. I know probably Zeke got there, right?
Okay.
That's the only one I can really think of. That's it.
There's 7 running backs to reach the 300 carry plateau. Ezekiel Elliott did it twice. Le'Veon Bell did it once. Fucking ran his ass to the ground.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry did it twice. Sorry, Ezekiel Elliott's done it 3 times.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry did it twice, 2019, 2020. Josh Jacobs did it in 2020.
Josh Jacobs, he did get a lot of carries.
How many running backs in 2003 had 300 carries or more?
has to be high, right? I would say at least 15.
13.
Okay, I was close.
13 out of the 32 starting running backs. That's about a third of them.
Yeah.
2005, there was 10. Larry Johnson had 400 fucking carries in a year.
I remember that year. That was crazy.
So I bring that up to say, if you're a running back, and I get it, the game's changed. Christian McCaffrey gets a lot of catches that are carries, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, they're paying you to run the ball. That's what the end of the day, it's not just like, oh, Christian McCaffrey's going to make the Hall of Fame because he has 6,000 receiving yards. That all helps and good dandy. Whatever. Don't fucking care.
I want to say this, though, Max.
Is, these running backs are not getting the ball as the guys in the 2000s were.
Yeah, that's fact.
And the game's gotten less physical, but somehow they can't carry it as much as they used to, which is it's just weird to me, Juan. So what does a running back have to do if the ball's in your court?
Okay, first of all, I want to say something about that Christian McCaffrey thing. If we're labeling McCaffrey on there, we got to label Alvin Kamara. Have you seen that? Alvin Kamara has the same exact stats.
I pulled him up. Same fucking stats.
Yes.
Same fucking stats as him. The only thing but guys, Christian McCaffrey, the resume is not of a Hall of Fame running back through his first, how many years he's been in the NFL? 6 years. 2 All-Pro teams, 2 Pro Bowls.
Has he been the rushing? Has he been the rushing champ once?
Never.
I think this is probably going to be his first year, maybe this year.
Yeah. Derrick Henry, first team All-Pro, 2-time second team All-Pro, 3 Pro Bowls, back-to-back rushing leader, offensive player of the year, 2,000 yards.
Yeah.
That's like, and I feel like we've lowered the bar for Derrick Henry to get to the Hall of Fame. So, I mean, obviously, if I pull up Adrian Peterson, which isn't really fair, this is just pointed to consideration. 7 All-Pro teams won. Jesus. MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, NFL Rookie of the Year, 3-time rushing leader. Like, that shit don't come. When is a running back going to get 7 All-Pro teams won?
If he has Christian Ponder playing quarterback.
Exactly, but then they'll never be.
Yeah, no, that's
like Chris Johnson has a fucking case, dude. 3-time Pro Bowl. He only made 1 All-Pro though.
Yeah,
how crazy is that? Like, what the fuck does a running back have to do? Because I think we've passed the golden age of running backs. It's done. That's not to say there are great ones, but how many of these running backs, and they don't play the style of football where you're like, damn, Adrian Peterson literally carried a team to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Will there ever be a team? And I think we saw the last one in 2019 whenever Derrick Henry got 2,000 with the Titans.
Yeah.
Will we ever see a running back and be like, that fool carried that team?
Oh man, I don't think so. I'm trying to think who can do it. And you would have said if you talked to me week 1 before the season started, I would have said potentially Bijan Robinson, but I think that ship has sailed at this point. I don't think that's possible with him. You would say Saquon.
The greatest prospect we've ever seen was Saquon Barkley.
He's hurt all the time. He can't.
He's hurt all the time. Bad plays behind the bad O-line. How many realistically years does he have left? 2, 1 or 2, 3 maybe.
Of elite years, I would say he has about maybe 2 left. As far as playing in the league, I think he has, a good handful.
Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. I mean, dude, we clown Zeke Elliott. He has a case for the Hall of Fame. So what I've come to realize when you're talking about this is Zeke, 2 All-Pros, 3-time Pro Bowl, 2-time rushing leader. What I've realized is, one, I think what we're going to have to do, and because me and you, I think, grew up in one of the golden age of running backs, because the 2000s, there were so many good fucking running backs. Like, dude, Fred Taylor, AP,
Corey
obviously,
Dillon.
LT. What did you say?
Corey Dillon.
Corey fucking Dillon. Curtis Martin. Yeah. Steven Jackson.
Yeah.
Michael Turner. Like, we had running backs that were, like, fucking really good.
Yes. Yeah.
But I think what's going to have to happen is we need as a podcast, as me, just between me and you, and I think we do this. If you're a Hall of Fame quarterback today, the bar has to be raised because there are certain guys like Matt Ryan, who I don't know if he's a Hall of Fame quarterback, but you look at the stats, and you're like, fuck, he's like top 10 passing.
Yeah, when you start comparing them to the fucking 1980 guys.
So for the running backs, are we going to be like, well, they don't run the ball as much anymore?
That's a great
point. So do
point.
we have to lower
yes.
the standard for the Hall of Fame for running backs?
Yes, most definitely.
So is Christian McCaffrey like, dude, you got 5,000 yards and like receiving and passing and rushing, you're fucking in, brother.
Yeah. Well, that means
like,
that one Kamara's going to get into.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
You see, but the thing is Christian McCaffrey probably had one. I wouldn't even say that his best year. Derrick Henry was still the best running back in the league. I think that's
Christian
one thing.
McCaffrey has never been the best running back in football. He's doing it right now.
Yeah, this year.
Derrick Henry, old reliable, has 600 fucking yards, and I don't think it's comparable. I think Christian McCaffrey is much better.
Yeah.
But then you're like, God damn! Like, remember when I asked you, and I was like,
yeah, like in his sleep, he's getting that, you know.
Like, God damn. So like this is the type of shit. Like, we always compare Christian McCaffrey to Marshall Faulk, right?
Right.
Marshall Faulk had 1,400 rushing yards and 800 receiving yards in the heyday in 14 fucking games. Like, finishing, he won an MVP and almost won it again. Like, that was the type of running back me and you grew up with, dude. And it's gone. It's gone because obviously offenses have changed. Now, I would say this one. We are in the golden age of receivers.
Yes.
There's so many good fucking receivers.
Yeah. I would say this too, Max, as far as McCaffrey goes. When is he going to break down? Because it's like, you see,
anytime. I can't so count on him. Can you?
No, you can't. He got hurt this year, but I say that in saying, like, look at a guy like Zeke. He's the guy on that list, right? Besides, does he have more? What was the criteria? 500 carries or
300?
300 carries.
He had 3 of them.
So he had the most, right? Than Derrick Henry.
Yeah, he's had more than Derrick Henry.
Okay.
In his career.
So look at the guy who is the gold standard as far as the closest thing we have seen in recent memory of getting numbers close to in the 2000s or the late 2000s as far as carries go. Look at his career right now. He is broken down. He's not the same player.
I would say Zeke obviously didn't do it completely right, like the way his career handled, like, when he got kind of fat and kind of let himself go a little to bulk. Maybe he bulked up when he shouldn't have, right?
Yeah.
But Zeke really avoided a lot of injury. He never got hurt. When did he really get hurt ever?
But look at the downfall drastically on what happened. I think that's what's going to happen.
We thought we had a Hall of Fame running back in Todd fucking Gurley. Nothing could stop him until he banged his knee wrong in the Super Bowl, and we never saw him again.
Yeah, and it's
literally
it hits you fast. Le'Veon Bell, another one. It hits fast. It's just like one day you wake up and they're back.
What were guys doing in the So in the 2000s, was it just the defenses weren't as fast, so they kind of could stick around a little longer, or what was it?
I just think a lot more teams.
As the games got less physical, I guess the one position that's not affected by that is running back because it's still a car crash.
Yeah, the one thing to look at is not a lot of guys ran shotgun back in the day. A lot of it was under center. So So to top it all off, teams were prioritizing the run in a sense where that was their identity. It was just something you needed to do. It's like, we need to have a run game. If you can't run the ball in this league, you're not going to be able to fucking win. That's not the case anymore. It's like, now you need somewhat of a run game. It's like you can win the Super Bowl with Isaiah Pacheco. Yeah.
Yeah, who's the Rams running back? Cam Akers, and they won a fucking Super Bowl?
Yeah.
It's just so we have to answer the question because we've just been talking for like the last 15 minutes. So what is a Hall of Fame running back one like? Is it you led the league in rushing once or twice? You were a pretty good receiving back. You got a couple All-Pros,
You
couple
need
Pro
to
Bowls.
you need to be the identity of that team, similar to what Derrick Henry was to the Titans, where it's like, this guy is coming. You know that he is the main vocal point. It's like with AP. When you play the Vikings, it's like you got to deal with this guy. This is the guy that's going to fucking carry them. And he winds up doing it single fucking handedly. That's what a running back's going to have to do.
How many running backs would you say are the focal point of their team's offense? Saquon?
Yeah, Saquon. That's it. I would say Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, I would say that too. I mean,
I think Josh Jacobs going to hit that 300 carry mark again this year.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, it's just kind of like, hey, the Eagles don't have a good running back. I mean, they have a good running back, but it's not like, damn, they have Saquon
okay,
Barkley.
put it this way, Max.
Jonathan Taylor?
No.
Not yet.
I don't think
not
so.
Anymore.
Not anymore. Think of it like this. What good team that we consider in the NFL right now where the running back is the vocal point?
Maybe the Niners. But again, they have so many other weapons too. It's kind of like they have a – yeah.
It's hard to say
I don't know.
the Niners.
Yeah.
I mean, even the Jags, like you can say the Jags, like, hey, it's ETN,
so,
but like
again, like how many running backs do you even look like, and you're like, that's a Hall of Famer right there. Like ETN's really fucking good, but you're not like, oh, that guy's gonna make the Hall of Fame.
No, not at all.
No.
The only chance we got,
I love Travis Etienne.
The only chance we got is, I hate to say this because I know you're gonna get pissed off. It really is Bijan. That's it. If shit winds up turning. And it's like they still can't find a quarterback. They give him the
Why
reins.
isn't it Jamar Gibbs? Just because Goff's there and like they're actually a good team and it's like more than just Jamar Gibbs.
And I don't think Jahmyr Gibbs has the body to do that. I just don't.
So what if let's just say this one? What if Jahmyr Gibbs plays 7 years, makes 2 Pro Bowls, gets 2 All-Pro teams, finishes his career with like 8,000 rushing yards, 5,000 receiving. Is that a Hall of Fame running back?
I don't think so. They don't. I don't think he has the frame to do that.
No. I'm just saying. I'm just using him because he's a rookie. Yeah. Like who was a rookie running back from last year's class? That's really good.
Breece Hall.
Yeah. Like okay, so Kenny Walker finished his career with 8,000 rushing yards in 7 years. 5,000 receiving yards, a couple All-Pros, couple Pro Bowls. Is that the Hall of Fame? That's all it's going to be.
You know what, Max? I want to bring this up. I think this is something that we're really missing here. I think we're underestimating the offensive line play. I think that's one of the things that have drastically changed from the early 2000s. And even
from like at least good to now it's like pitiful.
It's bad. No, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
Often, like, to put it this way, you have heard some linemen say that they have never pulled in their life until they got to the NFL. Like, that's fucking nuts. So I just feel like there's limited things that you can do with the offensive line.
So the college offenses kill Hall of Fame running backs.
And that could be the answer right there. I think that's something that we have to highly consider. That the offensive line talent is a big part of it on why the run game is not where it should be.
I'm going to say a few names of running backs that are playing right now. I want you to tell me if they're Hall of Famers or the percentage of Hall of Fame. Derrick Henry, 100%. You can lock him in. He's going.
100%.
McCaffrey.
50-50.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to say that. And it's like, damn, like you were there. Like AP, 100%. He's going to Hall of Fame. Not even close.
Yeah. Breece Hall.
I think who's still – Breece Hall, now like 10% chance. I don't think he'll ever get it.
Kenny Walker.
10%.
Alvin Kamara.
30. 40.
I would put him 45. Like he's just under
but like,
McCaffrey.
Like he never even rushed for 1,000 fucking yards. Like I know that's like stupid to say.
That's crazy.
Of how good he is in the pass game. But like Alvin Kamara, dude, like, and granted, he's had some injury years where like, oh man, like he was gonna rush for 1,000. Like the year he played in like fucking 13 games, he had 900 yards. Like, oh yeah, I think he would have got it.
Yeah.
I mean, he never even made an All-Pro team, and I love Kamara. Like, I
He's
don't think
never
the
made
guy.
an All-Pro. That's kind of
I
crazy.
think he was a rookie, but it wasn't even like a fucking
I got a name for you. I got two. I got what about
two
Austin?
second team All-Pros. Kamara.
Oh, okay, Austin Eckler.
No, I don't think he's a Hall of Fame running back. I think he's like 30%, and he's had a fucking tremendous career. Tremendous.
Touchdown wise, if you look at his yardage, it's not good. He doesn't have that many yards. He just has a shit ton of touchdowns.
I get that. I'm not really. I mean, it's just the eye test, bro. Is Austin Eckler a Hall of Famer? Do you?
No.
Like, bro, I think Darren Sproles got a better fucking chance because at least what his role was, like, he was like the ultimate fucking guy for his role ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Saquon.
10%, 20. Just because the way I think he's had, like, if you told me before he got drafted, like, lay out the worst case for him, like, it's happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like, shitty quarterback play the whole time, other than, like, maybe last year, like, horrible coaching, injuries, O-line, it couldn't get any worse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, ETN.
10%. I would probably drop that to 5%.
But you don't even see, like, he's a great running back. But you're like, damn, that just ain't it, dude.
Yeah. I just don't think
Zeke.
there's a chance. I would say about 40%.
Yeah, I think so. I think what's going to happen, one is, like, there's, like, certain thresholds where it's like the baseline, like, you're going to see all these guys. And, like, this is the one thing I'll say. Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, they're close in terms of talent to Corey Dillon and, like, those guys, right? Like, that we grew up watching.
Mm-hmm.
But they just never are going to put up the numbers because it's just, like, the focal point. Like, dude, Marshall Faulk's numbers are going to be like, holy shit, how did he put those up? Like, no one will ever get close to that shit as a running back.
What about,
like, I'll say this. You think no one will ever touch Emmitt Smith's record, ever. I don't think anyone will get close.
I think Austin Eckler can get close.
To his rushing yards?
No, not rushing yards. But
that's what I'm saying.
Who's the lead? Who's all-time leader for touchdowns? Is it Emmitt Smith?
Oh, Jerry Rice. He's like 200 or something.
No. Running backs.
Oh, I think it's
I'm pretty sure it's Emmitt. It might be. Is it Walter Payton?
I don't think it's. Yeah, it's Elm at 164.
Okay, 164. How much does Eckler have? Does he have a shot
at rushing touchdowns or total touchdowns?
Oh, that's something to look at too. Total touchdowns.
Hold on, this is a great. How many other touchdowns in rushing do you think Emmitt Smith fucking has? Like 10?
I would say the over/under is 15.
Eckler has 38 rushing touchdowns. One currently.
Jesus Christ. What about passing though? Passing touchdowns.
He's got 30.
Okay, he's far behind. He's 100 behind.
So how many touchdowns do you think Emmitt Smith has outside of fucking the 164 rushing?
I would say 20.
11. But I said 10. I'm like, was he at fucking 10?
Yeah, that's crazy.
He caught one touchdown a year. He was good for one touchdown a year. How many receiving yards do you think is his high?
His high? I would say 500.
414.
That was close. Yeah.
He had a fucking year where he rushed for 1,200 yards and only caught 79 yards worth of passes.
There you go, man. It's just they were in there to block more rather than fucking catch a pass out of the backfield.
Eckler has more receiving yards than Smith did his whole career, 20 years.
There you go. Jeez. What about Josh Jacobs? What's his percentage for you? Because he has an All-Pro.
20, 25. I just think he's only 25, and I don't think
he has a lot of miles. No, he has a lot of miles.
I don't think he has that many miles.
Well, he had a lot of miles coming out of Bama, right?
Or no, he had the
opposite.
He only had 250 carries in his college career.
Right. I think that's a guy that you can look at if the Raiders get things fucking on track.
Yeah.
He has 1 year under his belt, and this year maybe he can turn it around. I don't think he'll be like 100% like Derrick Henry, but I just feel like he'll be one of those guys to watch out for because he's done it. He's done it for a year where it's like he had he probably had one of the best running back seasons that we have seen in the last like 10 years, besides Derrick Henry.
Ooh, that would be a good one. Like to go back to 2013 since then.
And who's had the best years?
Yeah, what would the 10 best running back years look like? I mean,
I'm pretty
if
sure
AP
AP had
qualified,
one. I think
well, I
we
don't
should
know if
do
it's
it
10
after.
years ago.
I think we should do it after AP.
Life post. I think all running backs should be referred as post AP.
Post AP.
Even though he like literally played like a year ago on the team.
Post AP, I mean, you got to throw Gurley in there. He had an amazing year.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. You know, Derrick Henry, Ezekiel Elliott got some years in there.
I think McCaffrey has 1 year in there.
Yeah, on the Panthers, he had
an
amazing.
1,000.
Yeah, that's great.
Dude, I don't know. Alvin Kamara's rookie year was so fucking crazy. I felt like because he was just like going to be tackled. It felt like.
Yeah.
So that might be a fun one we have to go back to.
Yeah.
And really do the research.
So I would say this, Max. Is there a Hall of Fame running back that's playing in today's game? It's only Derrick Henry. It's only Derrick Henry. Number 2, do you have to lower the bar? 1,000%. Yes.
Yeah. I'd say that one because when we were talking about the receivers and we had like 10 who are going to make the Hall of Fame. And now it's like, look at the running backs. Remember when I was like, Justin Jefferson? You're like, oh, yeah, for sure. He's going to make it. And you're like, he's only played 4 years.
Yeah.
What running back in 4 years is kind of like, I'm going to make it?
Yeah, yeah. And another thing to put the blame on is, number 1, the offenses. You know, they're obviously different. They're pass happy. Number 2, the state of linemen. I would say that's something that's very underrated and not a lot of people are going to talk about. The fact that offensive linemen are drastically worse than back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point.
All right. Anything else on this topic, Max?
No, I just wanted to have the conversation because, man, it's looking bleak out there when you try to have like the Mount Rushmore of running backs of the modern era of running backs, like just don't exist anymore, man. It's just a bunch of guys who are like you want to support, but it's like maybe we just got spoiled one of the 2000s.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I feel like everyone's having a career now like a Clinton Portis, where it's like 3 fucking years and you're done. I remember how good he was for like 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah. That's facts. All right. That's going to do it, guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Put on that post notifications button. You'll get notified every time we drop a podcast, every time we drop a MJC original, all that good stuff. We appreciate you guys joining with us. Just be aware, how depending how things go in Miami for me, I might not be able to put out a show for you guys, or we may not be able to put out a show for you guys. We'll see how things work. We'll see how our schedules go. But excuse us in advance if we don't put out a reaction show for week 11. Until then, we appreciate you guys rocking with us. We're out. Peace.